So today, we're going to break down this really powerful communication idea called the professional bridge. Now, this is a tool that was built for people in some incredibly high-stakes jobs. I'm talking social workers, family court mediators, roles where your ability to stay completely neutral isn't just a nice skill to have, it's literally the entire foundation of your work. I mean, have you ever been in that spot? You know the feeling, right? Stuck right in the middle between two friends arguing or two family members who just aren't seeing eye to eye. It's such a tough place to be. You feel this pull, this pressure to agree with someone, or maybe try to fix it, or, just pick a side to make it stop. Okay, now imagine that super uncomfortable middle ground wasn't just some awkward moment at dinner. Imagine it was your 9 to 5 job. Because for professionals in fields like social work and family services, that's exactly what it is. Their entire role is to exist in that space, to be the calm, neutral center in what is often a storm of really intense emotions and conflict. And that's exactly where this framework comes in. It's called the professional bridge, and it's basically a set of really strict communication rules that train people to act as that sturdy, reliable connection between two sides, a connection that just can't bend or break, no matter how much pressure is put on it. So what does it actually mean to be the bridge? Let's get into the nitty-gritty of what this role is all about, because it's way more than just passing messages back and forth. It's about being a very specific and honestly a very disciplined kind of conduit. This slide really lays out the ground rules perfectly. Your job as the bridge is to connect people. Maybe it's foster parents and biological parents, or state agencies. But look closely at the other points here. They're all about what you don't do. You don't take sides, you don't gossip, you don't block information. Your one and only job is to hold that middle ground, to create a stable path so the really important work can actually move forward. All right, knowing the role is one thing, but how do you actually do it, especially when conversations get heated or really emotional? This next part is all about the specific behaviors, the day-to-day actions that are required to keep that professional posture. I love this slide because it just makes it so clear. On the left, that's the stable bridge. You're communicating neutrally, you're focusing only on the logistics, the who, what, when, where. Information just passes right through you without any of your own feelings getting stuck to it. And then on the right, well, that's how the bridge crumbles. Agreeing with someone's frustration, sharing gossip or tea, or saying something off the record. And to keep that bridge super strong, the range of topics you can even talk about is incredibly narrow. We're talking only about scheduling, locations for visits, and the essential logistics of the case. That is it. And this rule, it applies to every single interaction, every text, every phone call, every in-person meeting. There are absolutely, positively zero exceptions to this. Okay, so if the goal is to keep this bridge standing tall, we have to be crystal clear about what weakens it. Let's take a look at the specific actions that can totally compromise that essential neutrality. Let's really break these down for a second. Validating a complaint. That seems harmless, doesn't it? It might even feel like the kind thing to do. But in this role, the second you do that, you've just picked a side. Or saying, I've got tea, or trying to move a conversation to a phone call so there's no paper trail, these things instantly shatter your neutrality. Every single one of them is a serious boundary violation. Okay, now this is the part I find absolutely fascinating. It's one thing to know all the rules, but what do you actually say when you're feeling that pressure in the moment? This next section isn't about memorizing lines. It's about having powerful tools in your back pocket to help you maintain your boundaries. Seriously, think of what's coming up as your professional toolkit. These aren't just phrases, they're carefully engineered responses. Each one is designed ahead of time to de-escalate a situation and just reinforce your professional role. It lets you calmly hold your ground without getting sucked into the conflict yourself. This right here is your workhorse script. This is the one you'll use all the time. Notice how it starts with empathy. I hear that this feels frustrating. That acknowledges the person's emotion without actually agreeing with their complaint. Then, bam, it immediately and firmly restates your boundary and your role. It's polite, for sure, but it's also a brick wall. Now, this is for those in-person situations. Imagine a supervised visit is starting to go off the rails. Things are getting tense. This script is like hitting a verbal pause button. I'm going to pause us. It just stops the momentum cold and instantly reminds everyone in the room why they're there in the first place, completely recentering the whole interaction. Texting. It's a total minefield for crossing boundaries, right? It feels so informal, so people try to use it for big emotional conversations. This script just shuts that down instantly. It's a direct, no-nonsense reminder that in this professional world, texts are for one thing and one thing only: logistics. They are not relationship tools. And this is how you handle that request for secrecy. You know, when someone says, "Hey, can I tell you something just between us?" Or, "This is off the record, but..." This script makes it perfectly clear that in your role, between us just doesn't exist. It reinforces that every single thing you do is professional and totally accountable. So, we've seen what the bridge is, how you build it, and how you protect it. But now let's wrap up with the most important question of all. Why? Why is being this rigid, this neutral, so absolutely critical? Well, it all comes down to one final, non-negotiable rule. And this isn't just a guideline, it's the ultimate test that has to govern every single email, every text, and every word spoken in this line of work. There it is. Just let that sink in for a minute. Think about how powerful that statement is. It's the ultimate filter, isn't it? It instantly gets rid of gossip, of taking sides, of unprofessional venting. The rule is just so simple. If you wouldn't be comfortable with your words being read aloud in a formal report or even in a courtroom, you do not say them. Period. And this is the heart of it all. In these really high conflict situations, especially when there are kids involved, everyone already has an opinion. Everybody's already on a side. What these families so desperately need is not another person to join in the fight. They need a single point of stability, a reliable, neutral structure that allows for safe passage and, hopefully, progress. They need a bridge that holds. This framework was obviously designed for a very specific, very tough job. But the lesson here is pretty universal, don't you think? As a manager or a parent or even just as a friend, where in our own lives could we be a better bridge? What situation could be made better not by us jumping in and taking a side, but by having the strength to simply hold the middle so that everyone else has a chance to move forward?